Hey guys, and welcome to my first DVD update. I just want to let you know that, I don't really have that much in the background here, but I have a lot of movie posters and DVDs that I want to display, so it looks, like it's got a little bit more going on and not so plain, not just a wall in the background. But yeah, after the holidays I'll probably put those up and have a different setting for my videos. But like I said, I'm going to show you a few of the DVDs that I got in the past few weeks. The first one is, I think 1971, is Straw Dogs with Dustin Hoffman. I've seen this movie a bunch of times. I really like it, and it's the first time that I've seen it for really cheap. And it's directed by Sam Peckinpah, who did The Wild Bunch and everything, and it's a really good movie. I think it came out before Clockwork Orange, and it deals with a lot of the same things as Clockwork Orange, like rape and stuff like that. And it's about this really nice guy who's, I think he's like a mathematician or a scientist, who him and his girlfriend move out to the countryside, and the construction workers that are working on their garage or their house, they break into the house and they rape his wife and they torment him, they hang his cat and stuff, and finally he just explodes. And it's about, like, the whole movie's about what happens to a nice guy once you push him too far. So anybody who hasn't seen this should definitely check it out, which is Straw Dogs. It's a really good movie. Next one I got is A Blind Buy, and I got it based on the cover and the description on the back, and it's Tapeheads with John Cusack and Tim Robbins. And it's from 1988. It looks pretty good, and like I said, I got it because of the description on the back, which is: after being fired from their jobs as security guards, lifelong friends Ivan and Josh form Video Aces to break into the world of music videos. But when they try and resuscitate the career of legendary soul duo the Swanky Modes, they find themselves careening through an outrageous underworld of chicken and waffles, Scandinavian synth bands, Menudo concerts, and a presidential candidate with a fairy princess fetish. Sounds interesting, right? Yeah, that looks pretty interesting, I think. Pretty funny. Tapeheads. The next one I got is one of my favorite all-time comedy horror movies, and that is 1992's Dead Alive by Peter Jackson, or better known as Brain Dead, but they couldn't call it that because there was a movie that came out prior called Brain Dead already. But this is a really funny, gory movie. The title even says the goriest fright film of all time. It's not, it's like cheesy gory. You can tell that it's fake. It's early 90s gore. And it's about a guy and his mother. His mother gets bit by this diseased monkey, and she dies, but she really turns into a zombie, and she starts going on a rampage and biting a few other people, and they turn into zombies, and he has to contain all of them in the same house, and to give them the antidote. It's a really good comedy and horror movie. It's definitely in my top 20 horror movies of all times. I had this on DVD in the early 90s, or in the 90s, but I'd never gotten around to getting it on DVD. I saw it for pretty cheap and thought I'd pick it up. Next one I got is it was a gift to me, and I saw it in theaters a few times, and I really like it. I like all his movies. Judd Apatow's Funny People, Slipcase, 2-disc edition. And I always like his 2-disc editions. They're always packed with extras, and this one's no exception. It's got a bunch of extended and alternated scenes, deleted scenes, line-oramas, gag reels, for a really long documentary, a mockumentary as well. And it's got a bunch of vintage Adam Sandler and Seth Rogen clips from when they did stand-up. And I really like this movie. It's about a stand-up comedian who thinks he's going to die, and he befriends this young up-and-coming comedian. But what happens to a person when they think they're going to die and they don't die? What kind of changes are they going to make in their life? And it's also about it's a relationship comedy. That part, it's kind of like two separate movies in that the relationship part kind of takes you out of the element, the stand-up element, but still, nonetheless, I thought it was a funny movie, and yeah, I liked it. Funny People. The next one is, it's pretty well known, especially for the infamous Sharon Stone leg crossing shot, and that's 1992's Basic Instinct. This is the Ultimate Edition. It's got, a lot of, I haven't watched them yet, but it's got a lot of special features. See if we can see them. It's got, Sharon Stone DVD introduction, a conversation with Sharon Stone. It's got commentary with the director and the DP, a few screen tests, documentaries. But this is, any average moviegoer might not like this because it seems so over the top and so cliche. But it's really a throwback to, the film noir detective movies of like the 40s and 50s, and that's the beauty of it, is that it's so over the top, and it follows the genre to its core. And it's about a detective. It's about, Sharon Stone's this killer who kills just for passion because she loves doing it, and it's about the detective that's chasing her and trying to crack the case, but he becomes romantically involved with her, and she's basically making threats to him while they're intimate together and everything. It's a really wild sexual movie like that, but yeah, it's pretty over the top. But it's directed by a very underrated small scale action director, in my opinion, Paul Verhoeven, who did RoboCop and Showgirls, and he did my all-time favorite science fiction movie, which is Total Recall. And I think he's really underutilized. If I was a studio head, I would give him a lot more small scale, $50-60 million budgets and to make some good action movies, because he really knows how to bring he can bring the scenes to life. He's a good director. Next one I got was a cheap buy that I think I seen this on Turner Classic Movies maybe a year or two ago, and it's got one of my favorite actors in it, which is James Cagney, and that's Each Dawn I Die, James Cagney and George Raft. And it's a Cagney in prison movie, which is always good. If anybody remembers White Heat, I think you do, but yeah, I thought I'd check this out again. It's got a whole lot of special features, especially for the price. A whole bunch of documentaries and stuff. And I haven't checked this out again yet, but I'm going to definitely do that. Yeah, looking forward to that. And the last one I got is a stand-up comedy DVD. And I'm not really a big fan of this guy's stand-up, but I do think he's a funny radio personality. And I'm a big fan of the Howard Stern Show. And that's Artie Lange's Jack and Coke. And that's Artie Lange. And, yeah, he's, like I said, he's not that funny. His written material's not that funny. It's been the same for a few years, but he's a funny personality on the air, and anybody who's a fan of the Howard Stern Show knows that he might have been fired because he's all fucked up on drugs again. And I just bought it to support him. I'm a fan of his comedy, so yeah, Artie Lange, Jack and Coke. So that's my DVD update, my first DVD update, and I'll probably have another one for you. I have another one coming up of Big Lots, a Big Lots update that I haven't watched. I only watched one or two of the movies of, $3 Big Lots, so I'll have that update too. And I'll also have a post-Christmas update where I show you all the DVDs that I got after Christmas. So, I hope you'll subscribe and stay tuned and enjoy. Thank you.